We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help, and what they cannot. To the degree that I cease to pursue my deepest passions, I will gradually be controlled by my deepest fears. Not exact, but the two most important questions are, who will teach the children what they teach them? Courage is a kind of salvation. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Mankind censure injustice fearing that they may be the victims of it, and not because they shrink from committing it. Virtue does not spring from riches, but riches and all other human blessings, both private and public, from virtue. If a man can be properly said to love something, it must be clear that he feels affection for it as a whole, and does not love part of it to the exclusion of the rest. The soul takes flight to the world that is invisible, but there arriving she is sure of bliss and forever dwells in paradise. Either we shall find what it is we are seeking, or at least we shall free ourselves from the persuasion that we know what we do not know. The difficulty, my friends, is not in avoiding death, but in avoiding unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death. Excessive liberty, whether it lies in state or individuals, seems only to pass into excessive slavery. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future life. Money makers are tiresome company, as they have no standard but cash value. Come then, and let us pass a leisure hour in storytelling, and our story shall be the education of our heroes. When there is an income tax, the just man will pay more and the unjust less on the same amount of income. Astronomy compels the soul to look upwards and leads us from this world to another. I have hardly ever known a mathematician who was capable of reasoning. He feels particularly ashamed if ever he is seen by his lovers to be involved in something dishonorable. Let parents then bequeath to their children not riches but the spirit of reverence. Knowledge becomes evil if the aim be not virtuous. He could not harm me, for I do not think it is permitted that a better man be harmed by a worse. Calligraphy is a geometry of the soul which manifests itself physically. We do not learn, and that what we call learning is only a process of recollection. The first and best victory is to conquer self. To be conquered by self is, of all things, the most shameful and vile. He who wishes to serve his country must have not only the power to think, but the will to act.